during the final 7-year period, especially after the 3.5-year mark when the Antichrist begins persecuting Jews and Christians, will the persecution be worldwide? Will this affect the United States and England and China, or is it just going to be more Middle East Israel-centric? This is a great question, one that Joel Richardson is going to answer for us today as we continue in our Are You Ready series. Will this start the chain reaction in Israel and the worldwide, or maybe just persecution of Christians there? So it's this halfway point, mark of the beast. Is this something that will now press that forward?
Yeah, so obviously, as we've discussed, this is when the real tribulation breaks out, but I think it will break out worldwide. I think it will break out worldwide. You know, again, just look at the atmosphere in the United States, not just in the United States, but throughout much of the world right now, like the hatred, the animosity. People are afraid to put up a political sign in the yard because they're afraid their neighbor might vandalize their house, right? Like, how many people can identify with that? Like, I don't even want to put a sign out because I'm afraid my next door neighbors that I generally get along with, that they might egg my house or scratch my car. Like, these are things that, we're going through right now, and this is in the civilized world. I think that whatever starts there is going to fan out throughout the whole world, and I think there's some scripture that supports that. But let's just start here. Notice that the geographic center of it first is Israel. When you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by the prophet Daniel, standing in the holy place, he goes again, let the reader understand. Let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. He doesn't say, like, if you're in Phoenix, like, head over to
the Apache.
No, what are the really cool mountain range you guys have?
Superstition?
Superstition, yeah. Like, so when you see the abomination, head to the Superstition. No, it's not just like random mountains. Like, if you're in Missouri, go to the Ozarks. If you're in North Carolina, go to the Smokies. He says, when you're in Judea, flee. So it starts out with a very geographically centered thing. This is where it starts. But there's other passages which I do think are clear that it will be quite global. Again, it's going to be different everywhere. But let's look at that. So he says, then they will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death, and you will be hated by all Gentiles, by all nations, for my name's sake. So it really is about those who hold to the testimony of Jesus and say, I'm not going along with this system. Maybe it will be some wonderful economic system that promises to, like right now, look at Elon Musk. Is he a hero or is he a villain? So right now the left is furious because he bought Twitter. The left are going nuts. We're leaving Twitter. And he's like, I support freedom of speech. And so the right are like, I love this guy, Elon Musk. Well, then, did you see what he dressed up as on Halloween? He puts on like this like gladiator costume with the goat head with an upside-down cross on his chest. If you look right now, he on Twitter, it says location. It says hell. Oh, wow. Some Muslim said, God bless you. And he says, this was a few months ago, and he goes, they said something like, well, I will pray that you find your way to heaven. He goes, I don't want to go to heaven. I want to go to hell, because that's where most people are going. So is he a hero or is he a villain? And this is the thing is, there could be some system that's put in place that it could look wonderful. All the libertarians and conservatives might be like, this is awesome. It's going to set us free from government control. And, like Putin, is he a hero or a villain? Right now, he's strangely, like I grew up, first of all, I was a, super Boston Democrat, with like this idol of John Kennedy on my family mantle. But then after I got saved, I became conservative. And so I was like a Reagan conservative. So for me, Russia, communism was bad. Now you have all these conservatives that are like, Putin's great because he's invading Ukraine. And they're just an outpost for Klaus Schwab and the globalists. So he's a good guy. And I'm like, is he though? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, well, he's against homosexuality, and so Christians should like him. And I'm like, and he's invading and killing people. And so, like, you can see how the church could be very confused at is this whole mark of the beast good or is it bad or what? But there's coming a point where when you refuse to be part of this system because you go, I'm holding on to Jesus, the whole world's going to hate us. And so again, I'm throwing these different things out there to say we don't know exactly what it's going to be, but we can speculate. We can see how the whole world will hate us if we refuse to be part of it. Why are you ruining everything? We finally have a system in place that works for everyone because I don't want to renounce Jesus. Because to me, I'm not going to be part of this Antichrist system. I'm not going to make the Antichrist an idol. I'm not going to be part of that. You stubborn religious people. They will deliver us to tribulation, actually put us to death. So I think it will be global. But yes, it begins at the epicenter, the locus of all these things in Jerusalem. And it seems to have. We need to at least be prepared that it will reach the ends of the earth. But ultimately, again, we don't know. We really don't know.
My husband, Rob, for those of you who know Rob, he loves Elon Musk just because we have Starlink in our house now, and it's kind of changed our life because we live in the middle of kind of way far out there now.
Can anyone get a Starlink modem?
You can, but you have to sign up for it. And it took us a year to get it. But it might be faster, depends on if it's in your area.
Well, I guess I could ask Rob, could he get, let's say I had your modem, because they put up Starlink in Iran, and I smuggled it into Iran, would it work?
Don't know. You can call Elon on that.
No.
And then tell him about Jesus. Rob prays for Elon every day. He's like, I'm going to make sure that Elon gets saved and he goes to heaven. I'm like, oh, that's really sweet.
He just has to partner with that prayer. That's the problem.
So anyway, but I don't know the answer to that, but that's a really good question. I think you have to.
We're trying to get them into Iran for the underground church.
But it's like an area. So ours is
so
specific area, and you have to have a specific address that goes up at that particular thing. So anyway. But I have good internet now, so yay.
That's great.
Okay.
Good internet. I'll renounce Jesus as long as I have faster Wi-Fi. No, I'm just kidding. But
no, that just means I can do more Bible
know.
Study. See?
Yeah. She's all about Bible. My kids are like, yeah, I can watch videos faster or whatever.
Okay, I hope that was really helpful. These are some really difficult questions that we need biblical answers for. We don't need weird conspiracy theory things. We don't need to hear people that don't know the Bible. We need you to see what the Bible actually says about all of this. So I'm hoping that this series is helping you. And if you want to watch the entire 6-hour lesson or timeline conference that we did, then I'll put a link below. And if you want to see any of Joel's stuff, you can go to joelstrumpet.com. Hope this helps you today. Have a really good day.